Let's turn now to Valerie Jarrett. Valerie, of course, is senior advisor in the Obama White House. She is also the author of the New York Times bestseller, Finding My Voice. Always good to have you, Valerie. We just heard from Chris Jansen there, giving us she gave us some great insight into early voting in Georgia. Let's dig into what we're seeing nationwide right now. According to the NBC News Decision Desk and Target Smart, more than 20% of the early vote nationwide has come from people who did not or could not vote 4 years ago. That is, by our count, a whopping 17.5 million people. Breaking that number down, new Democratic voters outnumber Republican voters by 2 million. How hopeful are you when you see numbers like that, or does that create even more anxiety?
Well, it makes me very hopeful, but I recognize with 4 days left, we still have a lot of hard work to do. And if every family could be like that family, that guy that you featured earlier, where they make a call with their entire family and say, everyone who can vote, get out to vote, that's what a democracy is all about. And so the numbers are encouraging, but we still have 4 more days to go. And so in the midst of a COVID-19 virus pandemic, we know everybody has to make a plan, be more thoughtful, wear a mask, but turn out to vote.
President Trump, as you probably know, he told supporters at a rally on Wednesday, quote, "The biggest problem we have is if they, meaning Democrats, if they cheat with the ballots." Many of his followers are echoing that claim. How concerned are you that President Trump won't accept the results of the election if he should lose?
Well, it's a possibility. And look, he did this in 2016. He started when he was down in the polls saying that perhaps the election was going to be rigged. And I think, look, his own FBI director, Homeland Security advisors, they all say that we don't have vote fraud in our country. What we have is voter suppression in our country. And so I think that we have to vote like our life depends upon it. We have to show up at the polls. We have to give everyone time to count the ballots. We may not have a final count by election night. We most certainly won't. And people have to stay calm and let the process work.
The Biden campaign, as you know, has been deploying its key surrogates like your former boss and friend, President Obama, who's going to be with Mr. Biden at a couple of events tomorrow in Michigan, Detroit, and Flint. But it does raise an interesting question, Valerie. Why isn't the campaign sending Hillary Clinton in person to some of these big events?
Well, that I don't know, but I do know one thing, that Vice President Biden worked for all 8 years with President Obama. There's no one who knows his skill set better than President Obama, and not just his competency and his commitment to service, his empathy for the American people, but his integrity, his character, the way he makes decisions. So I think the best surrogate is out in this final stretch. We know that President Obama is a closer, and he's looking forward to this weekend campaigning in Michigan.
We heard from a reporter a few moments ago on the ground in Texas talking about some of the trouble that Mr. Biden has had convincing Hispanic voters in particular to turn out in the same numbers that they did 4 years ago, or just 2 years ago, in that closely watched Senate race. We also have heard similar reporting out of Florida as well, that the Biden campaign isn't doing as well with Latinx voters in Florida as they had hoped. Why is that? Why does the Biden campaign seem to be struggling with that particular group of voter?
I know one thing, the election isn't over. And I think when the election is over, what we are going to see are a record number of people of all demographics turning out for Vice President Biden. When he says, "I'm campaigning as a Democrat, but I will govern as an American," I think that that is a message that's resonating broadly with the American people. So we still have time left, and I know he and Senator Harris will be out there earning the trust and respect of the American people, Craig, not just through the campaign, but for his entire time, their entire time in office. That's a message that I think is resonating deeply across America. It's a hopeful message. It's an optimistic message. It's a unifying message. And I think that that's what's going to work.
Valerie Jarrett, we're going to have to leave it there. Always a pleasure. And as an aside, so enjoy the flowers matching the glasses. Tomb Raider is going to love
Some days
that.
it works out that way. Thank you. Stay safe.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.